Hey everybody, the next day. This is where we left off. Not looking too shabby. I'm going to address this right here. Get this gap going a little bit bigger. This right here is actually really good. All the way around. Ain't too bad. I don't know how far I'm going to get on this today. I'm going to try and get as far as I can, but I tend to get a little burnout after a couple days of working on it. So I'm going to try and get as far as I can today, and then we'll probably jump back, narrow the axle. I found out what I was going to do about this. I think it goes all the way back into here, and then this dent I need to get out, cut this out. A gun and a stud dent puller I seen at Harbor Freight for 90 bucks. It's a cheap one, but I don't need the most expensive one to try that. So we'll get on this and hopefully we get done, but I doubt it. So let's get on it. Not too bad. There needs to be a bigger gap though. There isn't hardly much there. Alright, now we are going to jump on the post. And like I was saying before, hold on, let me get a stand. Like I was saying before, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. My mic, I don't know if I got the mic on or not. And sorry if I'm not showing you everything that I'm trying to show you, but this is my first time doing this, so I'll get better as we go along. But like I said, on this, we are going to cut this post probably right in here, and then I'll section this and then take that out of the back, butt it together, re-weld it, and then we'll just pop it in there, and then we'll start on the back. Get my this. So we'll cut this out the back, butt it together, and this right here will fit right in behind here. So when you shut the door, well, I guess I can show you on the other side. When you shut the door, it'll be right here. That's what your door will go up against. kind of like this. I think this door is bowed. I think the top's bowed out, but that's what it's going to be. As soon as you open up the door, this part will be right in here, and then there'll be another piece right in here. Well, I don't know if I'm going to add that piece or not. In a real two-door, yeah, there's actually a piece that, I can't hold this and show you, that it's flat right in here. We can weld that on, but I don't know that I really care. We're not going to SEMA. Just want to have some fun in a hot rod. And by the way, the motor did come back from the machine shop. That'll be on a video. See, so the piece is going to go in behind like that. And then the other piece we'll have to cut out, and it'll get stuffed kind of right in there. All of this will be that part, the bottom part of the pillar. Trigger keeps sticking. Now that we got that piece in, we'll just fill all that in with weld or something. This is how it looks back here. All the way to the top, we'll have to weld that. Kind of like that piece. Now let's see if we can get this bottom part in here. I think I actually have to cut this about flush with the door. I think that's how I did it. Can't remember. Alright. So, this other piece, we'll get the latch out of it for now. The latch actually is going to be about right in here somewhere. And like I said before, we'll have to cut all of this out, and then we'll be able to weld all this, and then the rear panel will come along through here, and then there'll be a gap, and we'll just have to fill that. Very time consuming, and man, I hope it's worth it. Alright, let me get set up for that, and I'll be back. Connecting both of these pieces together. This bracing right in here, bracing down in here. So we have to cut through all of that to get this off. That's what I'm trying to do right now. battery died again. Go figure. Well, all I was doing was getting this ready to go in here. See, we're almost there. All we're going to do is keep grinding on this until this fits, and then we'll tack that in, and we'll beat this over where it goes, knock all this straight, and tack all this in, and that'll be it. And then there'll be a little bit of a sliver right here. I got some spare steel over there. We'll cut that to go in here, and then that's when we will fix our ends, because remember, this was supposed to taper out, and well, I cut a little too much off. Got a little excited, my bad. But all I'm going to do now is keep grinding on this. Keep grinding this down and this until it fits. Not too far. I'm not sure if it's going to butt up into here or not. I think it's going to go in behind there, so we'll have to, I think the seat maybe comes over. I don't know. We'll have to get that figured out once we get the seat and everything in, but this will pretty much butt into here, and then we'll run this all the way to right here, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it'll stop right in here. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Let me get this pillar in here. Rubbing right in there, so it needs to go back quite a bit. Right about right in there. Let me get you set back up here again. Actually, we will close this door and then mark it. And that metal is sharp. Whew. Yeah, see, it needs to come back a lot. Tell you what we can do, we can measure the other side, because it fits good on the other side. I think I'll measure the other side. Whoop! Got some blood on her. Alright. Oh yeah. Way better. Still don't like that gap. I don't like that gap at all, but this fits. I don't know if you can see in there or not. And once we get the padding and everything in here, the steel will fit real good. Now, this door latch. So, on a regular two-door, this whole panel right here is flat. So when I put that in here, and it's going to be right here, about right here, there's no, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to have to cut this piece and make this come up and just kind of 45-ish in there. And then we'll have to drill them holes and put the plate in there. Let me grab that latch and I'll show you. It's a lot of work for a two-door. Not hard, but it is a lot of work. That. And then I don't know if you can really can't. See if I can turn this light on. Okay. I don't think that's going to help either. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's going to be. And as you can see, we're going to have to take this out of it, this roll right here. So the holes are about right there for the first one. See, we're like a hole off. Well, like the top hole will go into the bottom hole. That'll be it. That's pretty much it. We'll weld this. And then like I said, on regular two doors, it doesn't have this gap in here, like this open space. So what we could do is take a 1/2-inch piece of steel and then weld down both sides of it and block that off so it's just straight in there. But I'm not really that worried about it right now, so we may have to, let's get this figured out first and then we'll head into that stuff. Okay, so we're down here now. It's a pretty big gap. So all I did was cut this, actually this is from, I think, the door. All we're going to do, whoop, stick this in there. Stick this in there, and then we'll weld it. I have another rocker panel that long, so I think later we're going to have to cut right along here, and I'll cut this bottom part out, and we'll just replace all of it because it's all pretty messed up. But we're gonna go ahead right now and tack this up and get this in here, and then I think I'm gonna jump over to there, and then we'll put a little piece of, cut that out, put a piece in there. So here we go. Okay. I think when I get that dent puller, I'll be able to pull this closer, pull this out more. If not, it really ain't a big deal because it's all hammered through here. So it is going to need a little bit of body filler, but not a quarter of an inch, and not, shoot, I don't know, an inch thick? I mean, come on. I mean, it's going to need some in here, and then when I overlap this, it's going to need some in there. But, mouse house. Alright. So, where are we at now? Okay. Let's, I think I can start making this piece right here. I'm gonna have to stop it about right here because, like I said, we're gonna have to deal with this piece. It's probably gonna have to come out. And behind here, the door adjustment, I am gonna save that. These holes right here are spot welds. You drill them out and that piece will come off the back, and then I can get to this. And then I'll just plug weld these or put a piece of steel in there or something, I don't know yet. But then we'll just move it. It needs to come down about, I'd say 3 or 3.5 inches. Let me get these out, get the back piece out, actually. Yeah, let me get these out, and then we'll go from there. And here's the pieces that go in there. So this goes in, let's see, behind here, like that. That's what the screws do, and then this plate goes over top of it, just to hold it in there. But all we need to do is just move it down to about right there. So let me get some steel for this. Actually, I might have to grind all that out of there real quick, all that Bondo. Yeah. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do. Okay, let me show you guys what I did. I kind of forgot to turn on the camera. So I took that piece of pillar that we cut out, and I just cut the sides of it off so we had a flat piece of steel. And I put it up against there, and I grinded this so it would fit in there. Once it fit in there, tack welded it in, and then I just went along the back and cut it. And see, this is where we're gonna fix this right here. And once we get up here, but this, we're gonna have to butt it up against it in here and run it right over to here. So this right here, where it kind of sinks in, we're gonna cut all this out, or we could just leave it, whatever. But it needs to be butt up against here and run right over into here. So this is all flat, all the way to the top. And on that note, I think I am gonna take a break. Maybe have, I don't know, a wobble pop or two and think about it. But I got it a little too, there is hardly any gap there now. So what I'm gonna have to do is take a cutoff wheel and run it right up against here and get more of a gap, like up here. Like, see up there, that one's good. Doors, once they close, they'll be good gap. But it is tight right here, and that's pretty easy. All I'll do is just, like I said, take a cutoff wheel, cut down through there. But, well, other than the door handle, that door handle I just left on so I could help hold it while I welded it. But as for now, like I said, I'm gonna take a break. I don't know if I'll come back out tonight or tomorrow.